Hello, ladies and jelly spoons. Welcome to the Game Dojo for another day. So, ladies and jelly spoons, it has been about 2 weeks since the Nintendo Switch 2 has come out, and there are thousands and thousands of videos online, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. If there was Vine still, they'd be on Vines. Like pretty much every social media platform right now, there's some form of Nintendo Switch talk on it. Some negative, some positive, some super positive, and some super negative. But you ain't gonna get none of that from me. You see, like the wall implies, Team Nintendo, been since 1985. So when it came time for the big show, I had never done anything like a pre-order. Never. Refused to be in a rat race, refused to fight with people, never did it, never wanted to do it. But this was the Nintendo Switch 2. It from the start, just the talk of the Nintendo Switch 2, it felt different. It felt exciting. Like for going through COVID and the PS5 launch and the new Series X launch, and this just felt different from the beginning. When it came to the whole talking, ordering, pre-ordering process, it just felt different. There was a level of excitement because Nintendo had kept such a tight lid on the Switch 2 that when it was announced, everybody's mind went spinning. What could it be? What did it have? What could it produce? Was it going to be the next PlayStation 5 on par with them? Is it going to be on par? Are they going to be stomping with the big dogs? And everything just kept coming into play. And then the big announcement happened. It popped off. They let everybody know that there would be a Nintendo Direct to which the Nintendo Switch 2 would be announced. It would be unveiled. And then it would give you a launch day. That happened January 2025. And they told us that it will be coming out in June, literally mere months away. And people were like, okay. And in that time, speculation surged to the point of the midnight pre-order. And then it was pushed back. And people was like, okay, so today we were supposed to get the announcement and pre-orders were supposed to go live the same day as the Direct. But unfortunately, it got pushed back. There was talks of tariffs, talks of price increase, talks of the accessories exponentially exploding in price. And it kind of soured an otherwise great moment. But for those of us who are Nintendo brand, see, let me tell you something. There are three different kinds of gamers when it comes to brand loyalty. You have the PlayStation boys. I have a PlayStation 2. I have all the other PlayStations here. You have Xbox. I have Xboxes here. I have all the Xboxes here, including the original. Then you have Nintendo. Now, when it comes to Xbox, you know what you're signing up for, Game Pass. You know what you're going to get. Phil gives you what you know you're going to get. When it comes to PlayStation, you pretty much know you're in premium nation. Things are going to cost you. And if they score, they're going to score high. But if they fall, they're going to fall big, very high. When it came to Nintendo, Nintendo's always been counted out as that little boy in the corner. That young system. The system made for kids. And if you wanted to play on Nintendo, it's because you dug the Nintendo brand. You dug the Nintendo products. You dug the Nintendo games. Because they're not found on anything else. I mean, you can emulate them, but it's not the same. They're not found on anything else. So for those of us who are Nintendo team, we knew what to expect. We didn't know what it was going to be, but we know we were on board. Period. No animosity, no anxiety besides the launch. We knew what we wanted. So when the price was announced, you had a lot of talk and a lot of anger about it. But for years and years and years, everybody's been asking Nintendo to step up to the game table and stomp with the big dogs. Now they're stomping with the big dogs. Now they gave you everything that you wanted from a Nintendo system on top of backwards capabilities. And people still talked shit. So everybody said, well, I'm not buying it. It's expensive. The games are too expensive. This is going to be expensive. That's going to be expensive. And Nintendo was transparent. They was full transparent on the price of the system and the games. So they gave you a choice. You could choose to do it, or you could choose not to do it. And people still talk shit. So when it came to pre-orders, our pre-orders here in the US were pushed back. But other places across the world, they were kept to the same time frame. And it sold out. Sold out in Australia, sold out in the UK, sold out in Japan, sold out in Germany, sold out in France, sold out in all these places. And then people were like, Canada and America are the last two huge market shares. Will the pre-orders sell out here? Because everybody was talking shit about not buying it, about not wanting it because of the price and the price of the games and everything else. And I, myself, and a bunch of other people were explaining to people, it costs $400 to produce this system. They're charging you $50 above their market cost to produce the system. That's still at a loss. No, I want to hear it. Mario Kart, which is $79, you can get it bundled with the system and only cost you $50. Y'all ain't want to hear it. Went back to 1996, Nintendo 64, PlayStation X, going back to the original systems. You saw games with $79, $89, $100. Y'all still ain't want to hear it. Everybody was on Team Nintendo Bash. Then came the pre-order night. And for all the shit y'all talked out there, it sold out in less than an hour. All across the United States. All the shit talkers bought it. All the resellers bought it. All the fans bought it. And all the people who said they hated it and wouldn't buy it. Somebody had to buy it because all the systems were sold out. All the pre-orders were sold out. And for those of y'all who don't know, I have a video on my platform. Go check it out when you get a chance. I did the pre-order thing. I did it live. I went through Target, Best Buy, and Walmart. Amazon was cut out of it this year. And that's the amazing part. Nintendo launched 3.4 or 5 million systems in less than 4 days. The biggest console launch ever. Not just for Nintendo. Ever. Beating PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo proved its point. It can stomp with the big dogs. And still, people talk shit. But haters gonna hate. Lovers gonna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to switch on you. So the pre-orders came, sold out. I was able to score my pre-order through Walmart. It came down to me and one other person. Literally, they told you your place in line, what number you were. It came down to me and one other person, and Target failed me. Best Buy failed me. Best Buy didn't even start till 30 minutes after the launch. I don't know what the hell that was about. Remember, I've never done this before. The anxiety, the pain was overwhelming trying to get the system. Target, you got it in a cart, they wouldn't let you check out. Best Buy was 30 minutes late. You jumped on Best Buy, their site went down, had glitches. You have to do a bot check. You have to block on this and do this to configure this and do this, and it's testing to see if you're human, and you do it, and then it passes, then it fails, and it passes, and it fails. So Best Buy was just a total shit show. Target again, let so many people get to a certain point A to point B, get to the cart. Oh yeah, your information is wrong. No, my information is correct. Oh, your card information is wrong. No, my information is correct. And at the time, we didn't know we was being catfished by people who had electronical skills to defend off people so that they could get access to these systems and resell them because you guys are pieces of shit. Now, Nintendo's way of countering this was to launch with so many systems that scalpers would lose. They reported people who sold pre-orders on eBay and things like that. Nintendo had cracked down so much to the point. So much to the point that a few systems that were stolen out of the back rooms of areas that had them, people for some reason put up videos like, I got the Nintendo Switch, but I can't do nothing because there's a day one patch and it was locked behind that. So Nintendo even got to those people. But you're dumbass because you managed to still get a system that was stolen. And why would you put it on the net to be the first person to say this is mine and I have it? Great job. You couldn't do nothing with it. And that's what I really applaud Nintendo for, because PlayStation, I tried to get a PlayStation 5. Matter of fact, me and a friend of mine, his name is Elvin, he was invited to a queue, an online queue where he was guaranteed a PlayStation 5. And they put him through the ringers and put him through everything just for him to have nothing but accessories left over at the end, and he couldn't get his system. Now, he was invited by PlayStation to take part in this, which means they knew how many they had, they knew how many they were going to sell, so they invited so many people. No, they invited a shit ton of people and let them fight it out like it was the Hunger Games. Nintendo found a way for the first time to combat this, and y'all still talk shit. So, to cut a long story short, because it's already been like 10 minutes and I don't want to keep talking throughout this whole video, Nintendo's launch came. And I got an email because so many people's pre-orders was getting canceled. Things were happening. If they found you had a listing up on eBay, they was canceling your orders. Like, they was on that shit. They was on it. I give them credit. They was on that shit like every other day. And y'all want me to feel bad about y'all pieces of shit doing nefarious things. I don't feel bad. That's on you. There are some people out there who genuinely wanted to play this system, who enjoy Nintendo, who had kids who want to play the system, who had kids who wanted to play Nintendo, adults who wanted to play Nintendo, grandmothers who wanted to play Nintendo, grandfathers who wanted to play Nintendo, and couldn't get their orders fulfilled because pieces of shit like you ordered 5 and 10 systems only for the ability to resell them at triple the value, double the value, and quadruple the value. Big fingers for you guys. Look, I understand you got to make your money, you got to do what you got to do, but you get no respect from me because that's fucked up. It is. Like, there's some people out here who want the systems. Like, do that shit. Like, get your own Switch and then you sell it yourself and then get another one and sell it yourself. But buying up in bulk like that and using bulks, bots and shit like that, like, you guys are pieces of trash for that shit. Look, I ain't trying to knock your hustle to get money. Make your money. But on the same token, you also got to think there's a human aspect when it comes to gaming. Gaming. People don't fuck around when it comes to gaming. Real gamers. I'm not talking about the fake Minutemen who do all this shit for prosperity, who put green screens up behind them and pretend to be gaming, or the chicks who pretend to be girl gamers who just show their boobs and go in lingerie and don't really game and don't know how to game, and they use their body to sell their channels and sell their social media. That's not gaming. That's you taking advantage of the gaming space. And yeah, I'm gonna call you out on that. That is taking advantage of the gaming space. None of y'all are real gamers. First of all, how many times have y'all played games that ain't been on camera this last year? Since y'all real gamers. Since y'all real gamers, why don't you go ahead and tell me the first Easter egg in any video game ever invented? Oh, you real gamers, right? Yeah. Why don't you tell me something about TurboGrafx 16 or Super Famicom, but y'all real gamers? Tell me about Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega Dreamcast, 32X. Why don't you tell me something about that? But nah, you real gamers. Why don't you tell me something besides you can one-shot a game in 14 minutes and did nothing else in it because you just want to set some sort of precedence that you speed ran a game? That's not gaming. When's the last time you sat down to a game and enjoyed it? And I'm not talking about y'all people who play games just to talk shit, and you're paid to talk shit, and tanks, and you're trolls. I'm talking about real gamers and real gaming spaces. That's what I'm talking about. You want to tell me you're a gamer? Show it. Prove it. Say it. Do it. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm talking about. So when it comes to gaming and real gamers, you got respect to the highest from me. You all play pimping and doing this shit for clout? Nah, you'll never understand what real gaming is about. There's a people out there who live gaming. There's people out there who understand what this space is. And this space was created for those of us who really did have a joy and a love for gaming. You ain't got no love for gaming. You don't even know what the fuck real gaming is. Period. You got a computer for Christmas or a PlayStation and you think you on top of the line and on top of the world. Nah, it don't go like that. Like, there are real people out there that are day one. And I'm not taking people out and cutting them because you was born at a certain time and this is the system you was born with. Because I know some new gen gamers and millennial gamers that found older systems and older gaming and literally jumped into it and took to it like a duck to water and have love, general love for the actual gaming. Because you could hear that phrase, started from the bottom, now we here. You can't just start here and be here. You got to start from that bottom. Because whether you respect it or not, there are more gamers in this entire world and types of gamers in this entire world than any other demographic in the world. That's why gaming is a multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar industry. Look, when COVID was going on, gaming came to a halt. Nintendo thrived. When people said it was the end of Nintendo, Nintendo thrived. When the big game crash in the 80s, when they said gaming, there was nothing to it, it's over, it was just a fad, Nintendo was there and proved that there was money to be made and there was something to this thing called gaming. Nintendo single-handedly brought back the brink of extinction of gaming in the 80s, and yet you talk shit. You don't understand what you have at your fingertips until you know where we came from. And let me tell you something. You hook an Atari 2600, 7800, 800, ColecoVision, Commodore 64, you hook them up to your TV if you know how, because you probably don't know what an RF switch is or an adapter or a coaxial import. Like, a lot of you don't have the love for the gaming. And a lot of people's like, oh, that's struggle, I don't want to do all of that. Let me tell you something. I've never heard one person not have joy in their eyes when they talked about blowing a Nintendo cartridge. As much as people want to say they hated it, I haven't seen one person without joy in their eyes that when they thought about that, it instantly made them smile. That's gaming. That's a gaming moment. When you saw Sega Genesis go against Nintendo, it's even Biggie Small song, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, when I was dead broke, yo, I couldn't picture this. Two systems. They were premium. Nintendo's a premium product. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm knocking things over and destroying stuff here in Game Dojo. 8 years ago, Nintendo premiered with the Nintendo Switch 1. And that Nintendo Switch 1, I thought was going to be their last system. And pretty much for them, they probably thought it was going to be their last system too. Because there was talks of them going to Xbox. There was talks of them getting out of the console market and just doing software. Because Nintendo has been on its own bag. It's been in its own area. It's been on its own thing. It's never been with PlayStation and Xbox. It's always been its own entity. But now, Nintendo wanted to be its own. It wanted to stump with the big dogs. And it met with a lot of hate. A lot of fake hate from fake gamers who just want clout to talk about things. And they really didn't know what the hell they was talking about. A lot of people, oh, this has this, oh, it's not that, it's this, and it's that. NVIDIA is known to pretty much all PC gamers. NVIDIA, AMD, it's pretty much known. They make most of the popular graphics cards out there. GTX, RTX, ATX. They make the most popular graphics cards. NVIDIA created the custom processor in a Nintendo Switch 2. NVIDIA is responsible for the DLSS upgrade and AI intelligence that literally takes a game that looks great and sends it into the stratosphere with another feeling. We're talking about that Nintendo Switch 2. And this is a game changer. This is the difference. Both of these are amazing systems. But this system is inside this system, just like they did with the 3DS, the DS, and stuff like that. Now, it's no longer got the innards of the older system like they used to do. It's got emulation, and it's literally emulating the Nintendo Switch 1 inside of its 2. Now, it's been incumbent upon me over the last 2 weeks to show you how many games Nintendo Switch 2 launched with. Because people's like, well, you got your Nintendo Switch 1, but there ain't no games. You know what? This is the people I'm talking about. And I see your videos all over, and it pisses me off. I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to talk to you about it because I know what you're doing and I know what you're about. And that shit not only angers me, but I won't give you any kind of feed, negative or positive, because you a bastard for that. And you know who you are. You know who you are. I'm calling you out. You know who the hell you are. Oh, there's no games on it. They launched with 24 titles on top of everything backwards that you could use on the Nintendo Switch. How does it got no games? Oh, it's got no new games. Really? Because it launched with Street Fighter 6, Mario Kart World, Fast Fusion, Bravely Default, Hogwarts Legacy. It did launch with games. So what the hell are you talking about? I don't have no games to play. That's because you are not a real gamer. Now, over the past few days, I've put up half a dozen, 24 videos, literally showing you more than 500 games right now you can play on a Nintendo Switch 2. I would say 85% of those received upgrades, so that now they visually look better, they play better, and they're generated better. And still you talk shit. You gonna take that to the grave, even though they broke history and records for being the highest console selling system at launch ever. That's beating out PlayStation and Xbox ever. Still talk shit. Oh, it's going to flop, it's going to fail. How does it flop and fail when it's the highest selling console launch ever? It's not a failure. That's simple mathematics. So you can talk shit, you can down it, and you could try to get your money and your views from talking negative and feeding false information to people's platforms and everything else. But here, in the space of real gaming with real gamers, nah, that shit don't fly. That shit don't fly. Because the proof is in the pudding. And anybody, any real gamer who has a Nintendo Switch, I ain't heard one negative comment about it. And then I hear people, oh, well, the battery's too fast. It is literally a next-gen console in your hand. 4K, 120 frames per second. How much power do you think that's putting out? This is handheld. How much power do you think it's putting out? How much power? Because it runs games better than most people's gaming PC. And I'm going to stand on that. That's 10 toes down. That's on business. It literally runs better than most people's gaming PC and runs the games better. Frame rate rise, frames per second wise, hertz wise. Like, it literally runs games better than a lot of people's PCs, people's gaming PCs. And it's a console and it's a handheld. So if it's a handheld and you're like, oh, my battery only lasts 2 hours, then dock the son of a bitch. That's what it's for. That's what that dock is for. To dock it. Play it on the TV. Oh, well, I wanted to play Cyberpunk on the go. How many hours is Cyberpunk? 14, 16, 20? You really gonna sit down somewhere for 20 hours and play the Switch handheld? No, you not. Dock that some bitch like it's meant. Play it on the TV. And then he was like, oh, well, most games don't really, I don't really see the 120 frames per second. Well, what's your TV outputting? Most TVs is 60. Most TVs is 60 hertz. So if your TV can't handle it, you ain't gonna get that max output. You ain't gonna get that 4K resolution. 2160p. Does your TV reach that? Did you go into the settings and make sure your settings was correct? Talk shit about it when you know what you're talking about. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't want this video to be about the negativity for the Nintendo Switch because it's love. It's all love. It's all good. Let me tell you that. It's all good. One more time. It's all good. But on the same token, I am so sick and tired of toxic people out here trying to trash the biggest launch in gaming history, all because you hate on Nintendo. You sound like a bunch of spoiled ass people. It just, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it no more. You can do whatever you need to do in your spaces. You can be whatever you want to be in your spaces. But you know what? I'm not feeding into it. This is the last I'm going to talk about it. And for every video you put out that you hate the Switch, I'm going to put a video out. Talk about how much I love the Switch. How much I play the Switch. What games is on the Switch. What they look like on a Switch, them old school games, them new school games, them next gen games. I'm gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So for every video you put out negative, I'm gonna put out a positive. And you could jump in my comments like some of y'all been doing, and I've been shutting you down, shutting you down, shutting you down, shutting you down, because you don't know what the hell you talking about. Talk to me when you know what the hell a teraflop is. Talk to me when you know what the hell DDR is. Talk to me when you know what the hell a processor is. Nah, but you got that pewter for Christmas. You got that ROG Ally. You got that Steam Deck to which you own none of the games on it. And you got to go in and do all kind of different hacks and stuff to get stuff to work. Only to find out that if that game disappears off of their market or they lose licensing to it, you don't own that game. And that game you just paid for is friggin' gone. And they owe you nothing. Look into the fine print in the user agreement. That's right. You're renting the license to play that game. You do not own it for the money that you spend on that game. So tell me again how your Steam library is the best. Because at any moment you could lose all of it. And it's in a user agreement. Y'all want to talk about Nintendo shit and bricking systems and user agreement and what Nintendo trying to do to keep piracy down? You need to look into them Steam Deck settings. You need to look into them user agreements on Steam Deck. You need to look into them PlayStation user agreements, them Xbox user agreements. Because you know what? Y'all hating on what Nintendo is saying outright. Those companies won't even tell you forthright, openly, what you own and what you don't own. At least they still producing physical cartridges. Oh, with a game key card, you can take the game key card and resell it. You can't do that with none of your digital purchases on PlayStation or Xbox or the Steam Deck. Yeah. So, like I said, you can run your mouth and say what you want, but real gamers and real gaming spaces, they know. At least they're transparent to tell you. Oh, I put in my mix switch and now my console is bricked. Look, you out there trying to do pirate shit in pirate waters, and you ain't a real pirate. So you got caught, and you want people to feel bad because your switch is bricked. Nah, darling. Nah, that shit don't fly. Why? You want people to feel bad for what you did evilly. You can't even hack and be a hacker correctly. Like, there's no secrecy, no anonymity. You just be like, well, they're bricking switches. Are they bricking switches willy-nilly or because of what you're doing to your switch? Because you know what? You try that same shit on PlayStation and Xbox, they gonna do the same thing to you. Oh, it's in their user agreement too. Oh, didn't know that? You just want to talk about Nintendo's. You ain't gonna talk about Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, right? Nah. See, that's the whole thing I don't get. You hating for just trains of thought that you think you know, and you jumping on a bandwagon and hating because you see other people hating. When in actuality, anybody who knows anything about gaming knows you full of shit. And that's why we laugh. That's why there's so many videos on every platform about the Switch too. And you know what? All you negative people, naysayers, and talk shit, you can talk shit all the way to the bank because Nintendo, they made it. the most successful console launch in history. Thanks to you haters. Because the more you talked about it, the more you hated it, the more you said you wouldn't buy it, made people more want to buy it, made people more want to have it. And let me tell you something. I can go to work any day and still get 15 to 20 customers a day looking for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's sold out. Sold out. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just wanted to talk a little bit about little Nintendo Switch and how much I love it. Sorry that we had to get into it like this, but I'm just sick of people. I'm sick of people talking shit on Nintendo Switch 2. But I ain't gonna deal with that no more because, like I said, I'm not feeding into it no more. You can do your fake shit on your fake channels all you want. I'm just gonna slide to the side, hit the not interested button, and keep going. Because all the time you hating, you could be playing. You're a real gamer, but you spend most of your time talking shit, not playing. Well, here in the Game Dojo, I celebrate real gamers. I am a real gamer. OG from the 70s. That's right, from the birth of gaming, I was there. Even before there was a thing called internet, I was there. Even before there were sprites and teraflops and gigs and terabytes, I was there. When they thought 256 megabytes was a lot of space. When they thought 1 gig of memory was amazing, I was there. So you know what? I was there during the birth. I was there during the beautiful insurgency of gaming. I was there when there was 12 game systems at one time on the market. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Now you know all about PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. Y'all don't know about them other 10 to 12 game systems that was on the market competing for all of our love. I got every single last one of them here in my Game Dojo. Go through my videos, go through my sections. I am a gamer, a true gamer. I game from every console, every PC, board games. I played friggin' Battleship in here with the Nightmare Creature. I played Uno, like Monopoly, Trouble, Sorry, Life. Like, whether it's board games, whether it's real games, whether it's digital games, whether it's AI, VR, AXPQ games, I game. Cell phone, mobile, I'm there. All of us are gamers. All of us have that in common. And all of us need to shut down these sons of bitches in gaming spaces acting like they're real gamers. Because you not. And ain't no such things as halfway crooks. You scared to death. You scared to look. And that year broke. Fuck Cranbrook. Y'all, you don't... See, y'all ain't even get that. Y'all don't even get that. And the funny part is, I can feed into that even further. Papa Doc from 8 Mile, he's an Avenger. He's Captain America now. So you could talk shit what you want to about Papa Doc and Free World. Where did B Rabbit end up? Because Mr. Cranbrook is an Avenger. He's Captain America. Papa Doc became Captain America. So he may have lost the battle at the shelter, but he's a fucking Avenger. Where's B Rabbit? Exactly. So B Rabbit may have won that night at the shelter, but I would say Papa Doc ended up with the victory because look at Papa Doc now. Anyways, this video is longer than I expected it to be, me talking, but I'm going to deliver some gaming. So without further ado, I'm going to shut down my talking and we're going to bust some Fast Fusion. How about that for y'all? That's going to be the end of this video, me busting some Fast Fusion. Because you don't come here just to hear me talk, but I had some shit to share. I'm sorry. Thank you for sticking with me through me sharing it. But you're going to get gaming every single last time in my videos in some form or another, no matter what I have to say. So I'm going to shut my damn mouth. I'm going to shut the hell up. I said my piece. It's over with. You ain't going to hear no more from me. I ain't going to feed into it no more. I had to go on Video Game last night because somebody was talking about my stuff wasn't this and stuff wasn't that. Look. I ain't like everybody else. I ain't just gonna walk away from it. I'm gonna shut you the fuck down because if you ain't in my age range, then don't talk shit to me about gaming, especially about shit that you don't know, because I'm gonna shut your mouth every single last time. On to the games. By the way, That was not to my patrons. That was not to none of y'all. I'm talking about the people who love to be jumping up in my inbox and don't know what the hell they talking about. Somebody said this room was a green screen. You see that? Somebody said this room was a green screen. All my game controllers, everything in here, told me that I was a green screen and I was using somebody else's shit. Like, why? Why? Who would want to be me? Just me. I'm the Game Ninja, baby. It's only one of us. There's no more. No less. Only one. Just like there can only be one of you. I'm done talking. Let's go into some fusion. So we're gonna bust a race real quick and then we're gonna be out your way. I've been getting into this game a lot lately. I'm getting better at it. In the Gana Vida, baby. Let's try Guangzhou. Yeah, I've been getting into this. Let me turn this camera down. This is for a later on gameplay. Don't worry about that. But we are too high. Way too high, yo.
You're off the road.
I was way too high. Told you I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. That's Fast Fusion. It's one of them next gen games for the for I was gonna say for the Xbox and PlayStation, for the Nintendo Switch too. It really showcases what the Nintendo Switch can do graphic wise. It's a beautiful looking game. My camera does not do it justice, but it is absolutely crazy and beautiful. And I love the game. Like, I never played it before, never played any of the reiterations. Somebody told me just like RMG or RMS or something like that was like a first version of this. I never played those, but this right here, this is Dobby. I love playing this game. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this video session. We got some more gaming coming up for y'all. Stay tuned to the channel. And like I said, guys, don't forget to sit back and relax with your favorite bag of snacks and enjoy these game tracks. So I'm the Game Ninja, baby. And this is what I'll do. I'll see you guys next time in the gameplay. Till then, we out. We gonna bust some Fast Fusion. Y'all gotta wait till the next video. I'll see you guys.